Afternoon class. This is your teacher, Miss Judy N.C. Cataxiel. How are you today? Welcome to PE and Health subject, second semester, fourth quarter, week 5. Our learning objectives for this afternoon are: at the end of the lesson, students will be able to define the meaning of nutritional assessment and balanced diet, enumerate 5 components of balanced diet and 4 categories of nutritional assessment, and value the importance of nutritional assessment through journal entry. The lesson that we are going to discuss this afternoon is about diet and nutrition assessment in recreational activities. Introduction. The first step towards a better diet is finding out where you're already making good choices and you need to make a change. The food that the body takes equally is vital for a person to be fit. Good eating does not end on the plate. It also includes the correct eating habit, behavior, or pattern that one has established. The right amount and kind of food certainly will fuel the mind and the body to carry out the day-to-day task. This starts with having a regular eating time throughout the day. Eating regularly helps prevent too much hunger, which often results in overeating the next meal, and eating in some places other than the dining table allows you to do other things while eating. For instance, if one sits in front of the television, then most likely the focus will be on the TV show and not on the meal, leaving the person unaware of how much food was consumed and more calories on a later meal. Some people also crave and thus not eat for hunger but for pleasure. Fluctuation of blood sugar level is one cause of food craving. Therefore, one way to avoid food craving is by controlling the blood sugar level through avoiding or limiting the consumption of sugar and processed foods and by regular exercise. Food also serves as a comfort to some who are going through emotional problems. The best way to break emotional eating is to look for alternative activities that one loves to, such as making craft or doing sports. In an outdoor activity like trekking, nutrition is also important. The body needs enough fuel to meet the demand of the activity. Fueling the body means increasing the amount of glycogen or stored glucose in the body to help one get going longer before hitting the wall. When carbohydrates reserve are depleted such that the person cannot reach the desired highest level of performance anymore. On top of the list of things, we need to plan for the fuel for the body, or the food. The body's need for food depends on the distance of trek, temperature, and mountain elevation. The fat in the body supplies a lot of energy and is slowly burned, but it needs to be replenished by food. If one runs out of food, the body consumes muscle for food, and this results in fatigue and a slowdown in performance. Healthy eating is not about depriving oneself. starving to become unrealistic, thin, or denying ourselves of food we love. The right way is to achieve a balanced diet which contains carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals in the right proportions. Now let's proceed to the components of well-balanced diet. First, we have the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is a vital source of energy, or carbohydrates comprises about 60% of an individual's diet. Most of energy needs met from carbohydrates. Choose wisely from complex carbohydrate sources such as whole grains, wheat, millets, rice, and others. Next, we have the protein. Protein is needed to assist your body to repair cells and make new ones. It is also essential for growth and development during the various stages of life. About 25% of daily calories should come from protein found in legumes like kidney beans, black-eyed beans, and chickpeas. Milk and milk products like curd and yogurt are also source of protein. For the non-vegetarians, good sources include eggs, fish, and lean meat. Next, we have the fats. Fats contributes to about 15% of daily caloric needs and are a major energy source. They are major energy sources. They also vital for storing and providing vitamins and synthesize hormones. Some of the good sources of fats for one's daily diet can come from polyunsaturated fats such as flax seeds, sunflower seeds, and others, monounsaturated fats such as olive oil, sesame oil, and others, and saturated fats such as butter. However, remember to use this in moderation. We have the vitamins and minerals. Micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals support metabolism, nerve and muscle function, bone maintenance, and cell production. Fruits and vegetables are the major source of vitamins and minerals, including potassium, iron, folate, vitamin A, and vitamin C. Vitamins are organic compounds our body needs to perform all its essential functions like growing tissues, regulating metabolism, and maintaining a healthy immune system. Sometimes the word vitamins is also used as a colloquial reference to minerals, fatty acids, amino acids, and the 13 actual vitamins human requires, of course, with a list of vitamins and compounds our body needs. Vitamins are best when they come from food versus a dietary supplement. So eating real unprocessed whole food in our diet, we're getting the best of these vitamins. Make it a ritual like we do with our daily spoonful of our favorite wonder food. Vitamin B12 is one of the most important essential vitamins. Next, we have the water. Life without water is unimaginable. A major nutritional component that helps regulate body temperature, lubricate our joints, and protect our major organs and tissues. Water also aids to transport oxygen throughout your body. Make sure that you drink at least 8 glasses of water every day. A nutrition assessment is an in-depth evaluation of both objective and subjective data related to an individual's food and nutrition intake, lifestyle, and medical history. The data for nutritional assessment falls into 4 categories. First, we had the anthropometric, biochemical, and dietary. It is used to determine the nutritional status of individual or population group as influenced by the intake and utilization of nutrients by Gibson in 2005. Nutritional status represents meeting of human body needs for nutritive and protective substances and reflection of this in physical, physiological, and biochemical characteristics, functional capability, and health status. Nutritional assessment is essential for identification of potential critical nutrients at population group at risk of deficiency for emulation or for recommendation for nutrients intake, development of effective public health nutrition or the PHN program for nutrition-related diseases prevention. Nutritional assessment can be defined as the interpretation from dietary, laboratory, and anthropometric and clinical studies. Anthropometric assessment is a series of quantitative measurement of the muscle, bone, and tissue used to assess the composition of the body. The core elements of anthropometry are height, weight, and body mass index, or the BMI, body circumferences, which is the waist, hip and limbs, and skin fold thickness. Next, we have the biochemical assessment, uses laboratory measurement of serum protein, serum micronutrient level, and serum lipids and immunological parameters to assess general nutritional status and to identify specific nutritional deficiencies. Clinical assessment refers to collecting information and drawing conclusions through the use of observation, psychological tests, neurological tests, and interviews to determine what the person's problem is and what symptoms he or she is presenting. Nutrition screening is used to identify malnourished individuals, and it can be carried out on the whole population in specific subpopulation at risk or unselected individuals by Gibson in 2005. Nutrition interventions are carried out on population subgroups at risk, which are identified during nutrition survey or screening. Supplementation and fortification are some examples of nutrition interventions. Lastly, we have the dietary assessment. Assessing food and fluid intake is an essential part of nutrition assessment. It provides information on dietary quantity and quality, changes in appetite, food allergies, and intolerance, and reason for inadequate food intake. These results are compared with recommended intake such as recommended dietary allowances or the RDA to counsel clients on how to improve their diets by food intake and nutrition or threat condition affected by food intake and nutritional status. For example, the cardiovascular disease, cancer, obesity, diabetes, and hyperlipidemia. 24-hour recall is one of the common ways to assess dietary intake. This method was designed to quantify the average dietary intake for a group of people, although it can be used to assess individual nutrition intake. During a recall, a client is asked to remember every detail to remember every food and drink consumed during the previous 24 hours. The method can be repeated several occasions to account for day-to-day variation in intake. Healthcare providers may prompt clients to remember what they ate or drank by time periods or activities. For example, just after waking up before going to bed, or to estimate portion sizes by looking at household measures Food models household utensils, photographs, or actual food. So that's all for our lesson this afternoon. I hope you enjoy and you've learned a lot. Thank you for listening. For your activity and for your quiz, just follow the GAITF link on your screen. Once again, good afternoon and have a nice day.